Hi, so I'm going to deem this Testimony Tuesday. I actually recorded this testimony when the house looked like this. And now it looks like this. Somehow that video disappeared. I know it was recorded because I was watching the time count. I'm not sure what happened to it, but it is the only video that has disappeared, and I don't find that a coincidence. But anyway, I'm going to preface all of this by saying we've taken this very seriously to try to be safe and to make sure that everybody's being safe. We try to remember to pray over the day and the safety of everyone before we start any work. So just keep that in mind. And yes, lessons learned, but the Lord did provide protection. We were pulling the floor trusses out, and so someone was on the backhoe. I was in the crawl space. I was in charge of chaining the 2 to 3 trusses together, and then the backhoe would pull them out. So we had done a set like that, and I chained up another set and hopped out of the crawl space, and he barely pulled and the chain came apart. So I hopped back in, I rechained it, got it connected, and then went to jump out of the crawl space, and I had the thought, you need to get out of the crawl space. And I did not listen to that voice because I wasn't sure that the chain was going to hold, and so I wanted to stay in to make sure it held. And so the operator barely lifted, and those floor joists came flying right at me, and I did not have any time to react or move. Thankfully, I was in position to about jump out of the crawl space. So when the floor trusses came and hit me, they hit the back of my calf and ankle. Thankfully, I wasn't facing the other way. But I don't recall being in the air. I recall standing, and I recall being on my back on the ground. And from the operator's viewpoint, they saw me standing, and then I was gone. So I got hit hard and knocked to the ground, and I was laying there, and I said, in the name of Jesus, I remove all trauma from my body, and I command myself back in time. Before you get crazy on the comments on the commanding self back in time, go Google Joshua Mills, Authority Over Time, and listen to his teaching before you comment on that. Anyway, I laid there for a moment, and my brother came running over and like, just breathe and just take a minute. And so I was shocked that I didn't hurt as bad as I thought I would, given what happened. I took a minute to just like chill. I felt it in my back a little bit, but in assessing how I was feeling, I was shocked that I did not feel what I should have, given what happened. And so I got up. I had a little scrape right above my ankle, and I don't know if I can show you. There's the mark there. Anyway, and that was all that I experienced, was that little cut on the ankle, and I was not even injured enough to go, oh yeah, I need to be done for today. I sat, took a drink, praised Jesus, because that could have been a lot worse, and went back to work. And I truly believe it was protection from the Lord. It could have been much, much worse, and I could have been much more seriously injured. I ended up being a little sore if I touched that spot on my leg, and same with my back where I had landed. And I had 3 scratches on my back, which the next day had pretty much disappeared. And I didn't even bruise. I felt like over the next couple days that like if I touched it, it felt bruised, but I had no evidence of bruising on either my ankle or my back. And I firmly believe protection from the Lord. And it is a testimony. Like our prayers have an effect, and I am so thankful we remembered to pray that day, and that we declare our angel protection. And we have been claiming Psalms 91, which says, you know, the angels are there to keep us lest we dash our foot on a stone. And so that is a testimony of protection in this process, that I was not seriously injured, And I, made sure from that point on, I did get out of the crawl space every single time. I am also taking that as a note to listen to that voice. When you hear it, you need to get out of the crawl space, not to dismiss it. And so we're, obviously taking things more careful than we were. We learned from it, but it was protection from the Lord, and He does protect, and He does heal, and He's looking out for us. So that is one testimony from this project, and there have been several others as far as when things seemingly were a problem, like a wall ended up getting hit that wasn't supposed to come down in trying to demo the rest of the house. When it came out fully, we found serious issues that needed to be dealt with that we wouldn't have known were there before. We have a well pump tank that sat under the crawl space, and we worked really hard not to hit it when removing floor trusses, but it got hit, and so we had to replace it. And in looking at finding the replacement, we discovered we actually had one that was way too small for that house. It was there when we bought it, and so that getting hit was actually a hand of God to make sure we got what we needed, so we won't have water pressure issues like we had before. So anyway, we have seen the Lord's hand in this project. I know we will continue to see the Lord's hand in this project, and hopefully, I'm believing and declaring we're going to have a series of Testimony Tuesdays to share of the goodness of the Lord. And if I have to record these videos 7 times because they keep disappearing, I will do that, because I'm going to share the goodness of the Lord. So that is testimony of His goodness. We'll see you guys later.